Good afternoon. Well, I'm Father John Curran. I'm the new guy in town, and it's a joy for me to be here. And I want to thank Paul for this idea of doing a little clip so you can get to know me a little bit. And feel free in these upcoming weeks, months, years, feel free to ask me anything. But before coming here, I was working at NC State as a chaplain. I was there for 2.5 years and loved it. And then I got the invitation to come here and serve you. And this is a new adventure for me, which I really am delighted to be able to do this. And a little of my background. I come from a family of 11 children. I'm number 4. I have 8 sisters and 2 brothers. My baby sister is up in heaven praying for the rest of us. And we settled down in Mishawaka, Indiana. And when I was in high school, a sophomore in high school, we moved there. And moved there because my parents got involved in the charismatic renewal. And there was a big group there at Notre Dame. And my father and mother felt led by the Lord to be part of that. So we moved from California to Mishawaka, Indiana. And as a kid, we lived all over the country. I was born in Southern California. And we moved to New Jersey, to a couple of cities. Then we moved back to Southern California. Then we moved to Oklahoma. Then we moved to Northern California. Then we moved to Indiana. We lived all over. We kept getting run out of town. Let's see. Then in Indiana, I was in college and went to Notre Dame. I transferred in from a junior college in town there and transferred to Notre Dame. I was at Notre Dame and I started to get more involved in my own faith. And I would say the call to the priesthood awakened slowly. And it was only around going into my senior year of college that I really started to think seriously about it. I visited a couple of different seminaries. And I landed upon this group, the Legionaries of Christ, simply because a teacher had suggested that I meet these 2 guys that were visiting the campus. I did, and it was like a connection. Kind of like when a guy meets a girl and says, that's the one. Well, that's the way it was for me. So I entered the Legionaries back in 1984. And the Legionaries of Christ at that time, and still today, was not well known. And in this country, there might have been 20 priests at most of this congregation working in the United States, so I had no idea who they were, but there was a connection that I had and decided to go to the discernment program back in Connecticut, and I left in mid-June of 1984, and 2 months later my father died of cancer, and that was quite a traumatic experience for me in trying to work through that and deciding, well, do I continue in the seminary? Do I go back home? And I'm the oldest boy of all those kids. I've got 3 older sisters. But it was all kind of quite an experience for me to kind of work through. But the Lord invited me to keep at it in the seminary. And I was in Connecticut. Then I studied a little bit in Spain. Then I came back to the United States and was doing a phase of our training of apostolic internship here in the States and studied a little bit in Rome, a couple of years. My philosophy and theology was back in the States. But I was ordained in 1996, December. So I've been a priest for 27 years and I simply love it. Most of my priestly experience thus far has been, I was a secretary for the provincial for a few years. I was working in minor seminaries for a total of 11 years. And it was like a boarding school, a high school seminary. And after that, I was doing vocation work, which meant talking to men and women that were discerning a calling to religious life, priesthood, or just a deeper living of their faith. So I did a lot of retreat work. And then I was chaplain at NC State for 2.5 years. So this is all a wonderful new adventure for me that I am thrilled for. Really enjoying just serving as a priest in the day-to-day life of men and women and children in your daily joys, your daily hopes, your daily struggles, your all aspects of your life, and for me to accompany you and for me to grow through this experience as well, learning from you much about just living our faith in today's world. So here I am, and some have asked, well, what hobbies do I have? What do I enjoy doing? Well, I enjoy the outdoors. In fact, a setting like this was like a dream come true. When I was a boy, I wanted to be a rancher. I wanted to be a cowboy, and I wanted to do all kinds of things. But being out here, kind of more in the rural area, is a joy. I enjoy hiking. I enjoy climbing mountains. I enjoy fishing. I don't do too much of it. I run. Not fast. I like to bike, but not fast. I go at my own pace. And I like sports. In fact, it's funny. I'm not a great athlete. I fouled out of all of my basketball games in high school. All of them. I think that's not an exaggeration. And I played football too. I was a lineman, so it meant I was right there with all the big guys. I wasn't that big, but I loved it. So I love football. I love basketball. And I was actually thinking before entering the priesthood, the seminary, I was thinking of coaching or teaching. But the problem was I didn't like school. From the start, I flunked first grade. And so I've been not scarred, I'm joking, but I never passed first grade. So maybe I just, me in school, it just didn't go too well. Did what I had to do. And then for sports, I thought of coaching. But, I never knew the sport that well that I'd be a great coach. I just liked being with the guys and just all of that. So, but then the priesthood idea came to mind, so here I am. And a couple of, what do I enjoy about being a priest? To tell you the truth, I just love it all. And for me, it's Jesus has always just given me opportunities to grow in my own faith and my own experience of Him, and to accompany others on their journey. And for me, it's like an adventure that I'm on and that I'm accompanying others on, and it's simply marvelous. And it's not easy at times. There have been storms that come up. There have been things that are unclear. There have been challenges. There have been dreams that have come true, and I've seen many miracles, and I mean that too, where I've seen just individuals growing and taking steps in their faith, and what God is doing through them. And I knew them when they were little, or I've seen them when they were in a difficult situation, and how they worked through that, and I've witnessed that, and to see how they are touching other people's lives. For me, it's simply a joy. And as a priest, I've had some treasured experiences that I'm ever grateful to God for. That I've had the joy of being a chaplain at prisons at times on my own. I just have signed up to, if they needed help. So I've been to death row here at Central Prison in Raleigh. I'm one of the priests that visits there, and I treasure that, serving the men, my brothers there. I've been to the women's prison. I can't get there often because their service is at a time when I just haven't been able to. It conflicts with my community schedule. So, but I really treasure going to the prisons. I enjoy going to the hospital. I enjoy just these experiences of accompanying my brothers and sisters, whoever they are. And I've also treasured a few experiences of working with the poor for a couple of years, many years actually. Worked in California, and one of my priest friends, who's now actually here in Raleigh, he's Father Peter Dever over at St. Joseph's, but he was in Los Angeles, and we're in the same community. So I went with him to Skid Row and really just serving the homeless, the men and women on the streets. For me, it was a life-changing experience. So there at campus at NC State, when I got there, the students also started this outreach to the homeless and to the poor. For me, it was just beautiful to see Jesus in every single person, and more than me and those that I was with, the students or Father Peter and those parishioners, more than us serving, They were ministering to me and to each of us. It was a very profound experience. So I enjoy that. That's a treat. There's so much more I could tell you, and we'll have, God will give us many opportunities to speak, but, and I treasure that, and I really look forward to getting to know you, love you, and serve you. Help you any way I can, and I want to thank you for the way that you support me and have welcomed me so graciously. So thank you. God bless you.